Hello and welcome to Katrina's Creations. Today is our Wednesday tutorial and we are going to learn how to make this little knitted pumpkin. So let's get started. Before I do want to explain that this is made from a 10 stitch repeat. And you can do a lot with the same 10 stitch repeat. I'm going to show you a few things that I have made using these same 10 stitches. I have made a cowl. This was using worsted weight that I held double, and I used a US 15 to make this, and it is 90 stitches and it's knit in the round. So that is a cowl. I also made a hat using the same pattern. And this is 90 stitches, but I held it single. This is worsted weight, so I used a US 8. So let's get started with what you'll need to make this pumpkin. You are going to need a ball of yarn. It's not going to take a full skein. I don't even know how many yards this is, to be honest, but I'm thinking it's going to be somewhere between 60 and 80 yards to make this. You will need a set of circular needles. These are 12-inch, I believe. I think these are 12 inches. This is a US 8 because I am not doubling my yarn. If I doubled this, then I would go up to a US 10 to hold my yarn double. You will need a cable needle, a total of 6 stitch markers, and a darning needle for when you're done. And if you want to decorate it to make it look like this one does, you're going to use some cinnamon sticks, and I actually broke the cinnamon sticks in half to make my pumpkin. And this was some old silk flowers. I just cut the leaves off and hot glued them into place. And the cinnamon sticks I got at the Dollar Tree for $1.25. So let's get started with what you're going to do. For the pumpkin, you are going to cast on, I used a long tail cast on, but you can cast on any way you'd like. I cast on 60 stitches and I put a marker at every 10 stitch mark. So I'm going to put my last one on here and we're going to get started. This is the repeat. You are going to knit 2, so 1, 2, this is our setup row, purl 1, knit 4, this is going to be where our cable will go, it is going to be a 2/2 cable, so 1, 2, 3, and 4. Then you're going to purl 1 stitch and knit the last 2 to the marker. You're going to slip the marker and we'll do that same repeat again. So it's going to be knit 2, 1 and 2, purl 1, knit 4, again that is your cable area, purl 1, and knit 2. And I will write this down in the description box if you need to see it written. So you're going to repeat this all the way around to your beginning stitch again. So you can pause the video and go all the remaining 40 stitches around. So we've now gone all the way around on our foundation row. So now we're going to actually get into the cabling itself. So from here on out, it's going to be a 4-row repeat. So we're going to begin as we did before. We're going to begin with our knit 2. There's 1 and 2. Then we're going to purl 1 stitch. And now we're going to do our cable. So you're going to use your cable needle. You're going to slip the next 2 stitches onto the cable needle and hold it in the front. You can do this without a cable needle if you're so inclined, but it's just easier and not as tight to use the cable. So then you're going to knit the next 2 stitches. Slide your stitches back onto your left needle, and you're going to knit those 2 stitches. This has created your cable. Now we're going to purl 1 and knit the last 2 stitches of the 10 stitch repeat. So you're going to slip your marker, and I'm going to hold this up a little bit closer so you can see better. We're going to knit 2 stitches, 1, 2, purl 1, and now we're going to use our cable hook. You're going to pick up these 2 stitches onto your cable hook, hold them in the front, knit the next 2 stitches, slip these stitches back onto the left needle, knit those 2 stitches, that's completed your cable. Then you're going to purl 1 stitch and knit the last 2. Slip your marker, and you can pause the video here while you repeat the last 40 stitches, which will be 4 repeats of the 10 stitch pattern. Slip our marker. We're going to do the same thing again. So there's knit 2, purl 1, knit 4, purl 1, knit 2. Slip our marker, and we're going to do this 4 more times to complete row 2, and then we're going to do row 3 and 4 the exact same thing. So you're going to be doing 3 rows of the foundation row. So you can pause the video and come back when you have row 4 completed. I've now completed row 4. You can see here is our cable, and then we have 3 rows after that. So I am now going to begin row 1 again, so it's going to be the cabled row, and then I will do 3 of the foundation rows after that. So it's a 4-row repeat, and you're going to continue doing this until your pumpkin is as tall or as short as you want. It depends on how squatty you would like your pumpkin to be, or if you want it to be a bigger pumpkin. So that is entirely up to you, but you'll be repeating this 4-row repeat however many times it takes to get to that. So if you would like to pause the video at this point, and then when your pumpkin reaches the height that you want it to be, then turn the video back on, and I'll show you how to bind off the stitches and how to finish up your pumpkin. Alright, so I have finished the pumpkin, and I added some extra color in here just because mainly I was getting a little bored. So I did that. I've already sewn the bottom of this shut, but I'm going to show you how to do the top here. So from the marker that I finished on, which is right here, I've knit 2 stitches. I'm then going to take the stitch that I knit first and bring it over top of the second. And so now I'm down to 1 stitch. Then I will knit another stitch, and again move this up so you can see it, bring the stitch over the top, so I'm back down to 1, and you can see it's starting to bind off here. I'll do a few more of these so you can see it. So here you can see the bound off edge. So you just continue going around doing that, and you're going to remove the markers as you go. So you can pause the video now so you can do that. Alright, I have now finished binding off, and this is my last stitch. Now I want to make sure I save a tail probably about 10 inches, and I'm going to cut that, and then I just twirl my finger around that for a little bit, throw it through here, through the loop, and bind it off like that. Now we're going to use our darning needle and we are going to be gathering the top, but we also, before we get started, want to put the stuffing in and our little cinnamon stick. That looks like that'll be enough. And then I have a cinnamon stick that I broke in half. Now this is the rougher looking edge, so I'm just going to put this end sticking up, and you just kind of push it in a little bit into your stuffing. You'll get to straighten it out a little bit when you get closer to the end. Now you're just going to loosely use your darning needle and go in and out all the way around. I'm going about every other stitch. That's what I'm going into. All right, now I'm going to be ready to pull this tightly, taking my needle off. And I just want to try to hold that cinnamon stick in there as tight as I can and towards the center. And in this case, I took my needle off too soon. I'm going to thread that back through again. And then I'm just going to create a little loop that I can tie off to. Like I said, you want to try to get it as tight as you can. Some of it will be covered when you put your little leaf in there, but just in the event, I try to get it as tight as I can. And again, I'm just going to make that little loop and thread my needle through it. And I usually just take the needle afterwards and just push it through here, through the center of the pumpkin, have it come out someplace, and then I just cut the excess off. And it disappears inside the pumpkin. So there is my little pumpkin. It isn't completely tight here because, like I said, that'll all take care of it once I put the little leaves on, like I did on this one. That will cover that little hole and keep it from going anywhere. So there is your little pumpkin. And if you are not a knitter, I do have a tutorial for a crocheted pumpkin, and I will put that at the end of this video so you can find that link. If you've enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up, and I'll see you again next time. Bye everyone.